All right, picture this. You know that feeling, right, when your legs are just like screaming
Yeah,
after a workout or heck, even just a long day? They feel like lead weights.
absolutely. Yeah.
What if I told you there's a way to bounce back from that, not with some crazy expensive recovery thing, but just with what you eat?
Really? I mean, that almost sounds too simple.
I know, right? But it turns out sometimes we overthink things
Yeah.
when we could be focusing on the power that's right there, like literally on our plates.
Fascinating.
So today we're ditching the fancy gadgets, the complicated routines, all that.
Okay.
We're going deep on the foods, the real everyday foods that can supercharge your leg muscle recovery and strength.
Awesome.
And I'm telling you, there's at least one superstar on this list that you probably aren't even thinking about.
Okay.
And the best part is it's not about finding some rare, expensive ingredient.
Right.
It's about making smart choices with the stuff you can find at any grocery store.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Our mission today is to give you the practical know-how, the stuff you can actually use every day
Yeah.
to make a difference
I like it.
without breaking the bank. All right, let's jump in. First up, a building block for muscle repair. Lean meat.
Oh, lean meat's like essential. When you're working those muscles, you're basically creating tiny tears in the fibers.
Yeah.
Lean meat is loaded with protein, and that's what you need to like patch those tears up and build stronger tissue.
It's like having a repair crew ready to go.
Exactly.
But lean meat's not just protein, right? There's creatine too.
Oh, creatine's like muscle fuel.
Uh-huh.
It helps your muscles produce more ATP, which is like their instant energy source.
I see.
So you can push harder, recover faster, and say goodbye to those heavy legs.
So less of that feeling like you're dragging around those anchors.
Exactly.
And what about heme iron? I've heard that's important
Well,
too.
heme iron is super absorbable,
Okay.
and it's basically the delivery system for oxygen in your blood.
Your muscles need that oxygen, otherwise they get weak and tired really fast.
Like an express delivery service.
Precisely.
And let's not forget about vitamin B12.
Right. Vitamin B12, that's critical for both your nerves and your muscles.
Okay.
It helps them communicate properly, which can prevent things like cramps and that tingling feeling some people get.
So if you're dealing with like fatigue, weakness, or those weird tingles, B12 could be a game changer.
Definitely.
Now, when we talked about lean meat, what specific kinds are we talking about?
You want to go for lean cuts like top round, tenderloin, silver side.
Okay.
You get all the good stuff without too much saturated fat.
Makes sense.
And how you cook it matters too.
Uh-huh.
Grilling, boiling, baking, those are your best bets.
All right, good to know. So we've got lean meat. Now let's move on to another muscle recovery champ that most people have in their fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Eggs.
Eggs are like a powerhouse for rebuilding those tired muscles.
Yeah. They're loaded with high quality protein, just like lean meat.
I've heard about leucine in eggs.
Yes, leucine is key.
Okay.
It's an amino acid, and it basically kickstarts muscle protein synthesis.
Mm.
That's the process that repairs and builds muscle so you recover faster and feel less sore.
So it's like a green light for muscle repair.
Exactly.
Awesome. What else makes eggs so good for leg recovery?
Well, there's choline, which is it's kind of an unsung hero,
Okay.
but it's crucial for neuromuscular health.
Mm.
It helps your nerves and muscles communicate effectively so you have better agility and coordination.
Which is definitely important if you're active.
Absolutely.
And eggs are a great source of vitamin D, right?
Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption.
Right.
And calcium is not just for strong bones, it's also essential for muscle performance and preventing injuries.
It's like building that solid foundation for your leg muscles. And just like with meat, how you cook eggs matters.
Yeah, you want to stick with boiling, scrambling, poaching.
Okay.
Those methods preserve the nutrients without adding unhealthy fats from frying.
Great tips.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to something that's often seen as a diet food, cottage cheese.
A lot of people underestimate cottage cheese, but it's fantastic for muscle recovery.
Okay.
It's packed with casein, which is a slow digesting protein. So it provides a steady stream of amino acids to your muscles over a longer period of time.
So it's like a slow release fuel for your muscles.
Exactly, even while you're resting or sleeping.
And it's a good source of calcium too, right?
Calcium's crucial for muscle contraction.
Uh-huh.
And it can help prevent those those annoying leg cramps.
Nobody wants those.
No.
So cottage cheese is hitting both protein and calcium. What are the fat content?
It's generally low in saturated fat, so it's a good choice for keeping your overall diet balanced.
Good point. Anything else that makes cottage cheese a winner for leg recovery?
Many varieties of cottage cheese are also packed with probiotics,
Okay.
which are good for your gut health.
Right.
And a healthy gut helps your body absorb all those muscle-repairing nutrients more effectively.
So it's not just about what you eat, but what your body can actually use.
Precisely.
Great point. And cottage cheese it's pretty versatile too, right?
Absolutely. You can eat it plain, add some fruit, use it in recipes.
All right, next up, a protein source that's pretty familiar, chicken.
Chicken's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a great source of lean protein and essential amino acids.
Okay.
It's really effective for building stronger legs.
What makes it so effective?
Well, it's rich in certain amino acids like leucine and glutamine.
Okay.
Leucine, we talked about with eggs, it's a key trigger for muscle protein synthesis.
Right.
And glutamine is important for repairing those tiny tears in your muscles.
So it's like a two-pronged approach to muscle repair.
Exactly.
What else does chicken bring to the table?
It's also got a good amount of B-complex vitamins like B6 and niacin.
Uh-huh.
Those are important for muscle energy production,
Okay.
and they can help reduce fatigue.
So more energy, less fatigue, that's what we're looking for.
Exactly.
And I think chicken's also a decent source of minerals, right?
Yes, it's got iron, which is crucial for oxygenating your muscles,
Uh-huh.
and zinc, which supports protein synthesis.
So it's helping with both the energy and the rebuilding aspects.
Right.
When it comes to preparing chicken, are there better ways to do it?
Same as with the other lean proteins. Grilling, boiling, roasting are your best bets.
All right, makes sense. Let's switch gears a little bit now and talk about peanuts.
Peanuts, those are like a snack food.
Yeah, but they actually have some pretty impressive benefits for leg strength and recovery.
Really? Okay.
They've got protein, healthy fats, and key minerals.
Interesting.
So it's that combo that makes them so effective.
Yeah, and one thing that stands out is the magnesium content.
Uh-huh.
Magnesium is essential for muscle contraction,
Right.
and it can help prevent cramps.
I've definitely heard that about magnesium and cramps. What else does it do?
It also plays a role in reducing muscle inflammation,
Okay.
which can really hinder recovery if it's not addressed.
So protein, healthy fats, magnesium, peanuts are hitting all those marks.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes. They also contain arginine,
Yeah.
which it's an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide production.
Mm-hmm.
And nitric oxide helps widen blood vessels, which improves blood flow to your muscles.
So it's like opening up the highways for nutrients and oxygen to get to those muscles.
Exactly, leading to faster recovery and more energy.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about another portable snack that's great for legs. Bananas.
Oh, bananas, yeah.
Bananas are known for their potassium content,
Okay.
which is essential for muscle function.
Absolutely. Potassium is key for muscle contraction.
Right.
And it helps maintain electrolyte balance, which is really important during exercise.
Okay.
When you sweat, you lose electrolytes, and that can lead to cramps.
Makes sense. And bananas are a good source of energy too, right?
They've got those natural carbohydrates,
Ah.
which give your muscles an immediate energy boost.
That's why you see so many athletes eating bananas before or after workouts.
Exactly.
It's quick and easy energy. What other benefits do bananas offer for leg recovery?
Well, they're also rich in vitamin B6,
Okay.
which helps produce neurotransmitters that relax muscles and reduce oxidative stress.
So it's about both relaxing the muscles and protecting them from damage.
Right.
I've also heard that bananas can help with mood.
That's because they contain tryptophan,
Okay.
which is involved in the production of serotonin, a mood-boosting neurotransmitter.
So it's a win-win. You get the physical benefits and a little mood lift too.
Yeah.
And bananas they're so easy to eat. You can have them on their own or add them to smoothies or pair them with other foods.
Lots of options.
Speaking of foods that are great in smoothies, let's talk about avocado.
Avocado is packed with those healthy fats, especially monounsaturated fatty acids. And those are really good at reducing inflammation and protecting your muscles.
We've talked about inflammation a lot today. Why is it so important to address it for muscle recovery?
Well, when you exercise, you naturally create some inflammation in your muscles.
Okay.
But if that inflammation becomes chronic, it can actually slow down your recovery and even lead to injuries.
So it's about finding that balance.
Exactly.
So avocados helping to keep things in check. What else does it do?
It's also got a good amount of magnesium, which we've talked about.
Right.
And it helps your body absorb those fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K,
Okay.
which are important for both muscle and bone health.
So it's like a nutrient booster.
Yeah, it's like an amplifier.
Anything else about avocado that's good for leg muscles?
It's a good source of potassium, too.
Right.
Which helps prevent fluid retention and swelling in the legs.
So it's helping with internal balance and external comfort.
Exactly.
Avocado is so versatile. You can add it to salads, smoothies, just eat it plain.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on to another source of healthy fats and protein.
Salmon.
Salmon's a great choice.
Yeah.
It's got those omega-3 fatty acids,
Right.
which are really good at reducing inflammation,
Okay.
and it's also packed with high-quality protein.
So it's hitting both of those key areas.
Yeah, and it's got vitamin D too, which we talked about earlier.
Right. Important for calcium absorption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And strong bones are crucial for supporting strong muscles.
It's all connected. Anything else in salmon that helps with recovery.
It's also a good source of potassium and selenium.
Okay.
Potassium helps prevent cramps.
And selenium is an antioxidant that protects muscle cells from damage.
So it's about preventing damage and promoting recovery.
Right.
All right, let's switch gears again and talk about a leafy green spinach.
Spinach is packed with nutrients that are really beneficial for leg muscles.
Okay.
It's got iron, which is important for oxygen transport,
Right.
and nitrates, which can actually improve muscle efficiency,
Interesting.
and vitamin K, which is crucial for strong bones.
So it's supporting the whole system.
And it's also got those antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which help protect your muscles from damage.
So spinach is kind of like a multivitamin for your legs.
You could say that.
All right, let's talk about another colorful veggie, carrots.
People usually think of carrots for eyesight,
Yeah.
but they're actually good for your muscles, tendons, and joints, too.
Really?
They're full of beta-carotene, which is converted into vitamin A in the body. And vitamin A is important for muscle growth and repair.
So it's helping with the rebuilding process. What about the tendons and joints?
Vitamin A also plays a role in supporting joint health
Okay.
by reducing inflammation.
So it's keeping everything working smoothly.
And carrots are also good at combating inflammation in general,
Okay.
which can help reduce swelling and discomfort.
All right, let's talk about a nut that's packed with selenium. Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts are like tiny powerhouses.
Yeah.
Selenium is really important for muscle recovery.
Right.
It helps protect against cellular damage, and it's also good for reducing inflammation.
So it's working on a cellular level to protect and repair.
Right.
What else do Brazil nuts offer?
Well, they've got healthy fats, which give you sustained energy,
Okay.
and magnesium, which we've talked about,
Right.
and zinc and vitamin E, which support the immune system and cellular repair.
It's like a little package of recovery nutrients. How many Brazil nuts should you eat to get those benefits?
Just a couple a day is enough.
All right, good to know.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about a breakfast staple that's also great for leg recovery. Oats.
Oats are like a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
They're packed with complex carbs, fiber, protein, and minerals.
Okay.
It's really the whole package.
So it's about everything working together.
Exactly. The complex carbs provide a steady release of energy,
Uh-huh.
so you don't get those sugar crashes.
Right, that makes sense. And what about protein? Are oats a good source of protein?
They do have some protein.
Okay.
It's plant-based protein,
Mm-hmm.
so it's good to have along with your animal protein sources.
And I've heard oats have some anti-inflammatory properties too.
That's right.
Okay.
They have these things called avenanthramides, which are antioxidants that can help reduce inflammation.
So another win for reducing inflammation. What else do oats offer?
They're also high in magnesium, which, as we've said, is important for muscle function, preventing cramps, and even improving sleep quality.
So it's hitting energy, inflammation, and sleep, all important for recovery.
Exactly.
And oats they're so versatile, right? You can have them for breakfast, make pancakes, add them to smoothies.
Lots of options.
All right, let's move on to another good source of complex carbs. Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes are a great choice for for fueling those muscles.
Yeah.
They provide a steady release of energy.
Okay.
And they're also packed with potassium.
Right. Important for muscle contraction.
Exactly. And they have beta-carotene, which is, as we talked about, a powerful antioxidant.
So it's providing fuel and protection. Anything else we get from sweet potatoes.
They're also a good source of vitamin C, which can boost the immune system.
Okay.
And they're very versatile. You can bake them, boil them, mash them, add them to different dishes.
All right. Last but not least, let's talk about a dairy product that's high in protein. Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt is a great option.
Yeah.
It's loaded with protein, especially casein, which is that slow digesting protein.
Right.
So it provides a sustained release of amino acids.
Okay.
And it's also a good source of calcium.
Which we know is important for strong bones.
Exactly. And strong bones are essential for supporting those leg muscles.
It's all connected. And Greek yogurt it's also got probiotics, right?
Right. Probiotics are good for gut health.
Uh-huh.
And a healthy gut helps you absorb nutrients better.
So it's helping you get the most out of all the other good stuff you're eating.
Yeah.
Anything else in Greek yogurt that's beneficial?
It's also a good source of phosphorus.
Okay.
Which is important for energy production.
So it's supporting energy and recovery.
Right.
And Greek yogurt it's pretty versatile too. You can eat it plain, add fruit, mix it with oats, use it in recipes.
Yeah.
All right, we talked about peanuts earlier, but what about peanut butter?
Peanut butter.
What are its specific benefits for leg muscle recovery?
It's basically like a concentrated version of peanuts.
Okay.
It's got protein, healthy fats, and those important minerals.
So it's hitting all those same targets.
Yeah, and it's really good for providing sustained energy.
Makes sense.
The healthy fats and protein in peanut butter help keep you feeling full and energized for longer.
Okay, and what about inflammation?
It's got those monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which are good for reducing inflammation.
Right.
And it's also a good source of magnesium, which we've talked about. So
Right.
it's hitting all those key areas.
All right, last but not least, let's talk about a beverage that's often seen as a natural sports drink, coconut water.
Coconut water is great for hydration and replenishing electrolytes.
Okay.
It's got potassium, magnesium, sodium, calcium, all those things that you lose through sweat.
Why are electrolytes so important for muscle recovery?
Well, when you're working out hard, your muscles need to stay hydrated.
Right.
And electrolytes help with that.
Okay.
They also help regulate muscle function.
So which electrolytes are the most important for leg muscles?
Potassium is really important for muscle contraction,
Uh-huh.
and magnesium is important for muscle relaxation.
So it's about finding that balance between contraction and relaxation.
Exactly.
Anything else coconut water offers?
Yeah, it's also good for reducing inflammation.
Okay.
And it's got natural sugars that provide a steady source of energy.
And what about the sugar content? Is that something to be concerned about?
It's natural sugar. So it's not like the processed sugars you find in a lot of sports drinks.
Good to know. So coconut waters, it's a good option for hydration and replenishing electrolytes. Wow, we covered a lot of ground today. It's amazing how many foods can actually help with leg muscle recovery and strength.
It's really about making those smart choices.
Yeah. So if you're out there dealing with heavy, tired legs, think about adding some of these foods to your diet.
We might be surprised at the difference they make.
Absolutely. And think about this. What if consistently eating these foods didn't just transform your leg strength, but your overall energy and vitality?
It's something to consider.
Definitely. Subscribe for more healthy inspiration.